So I thought I'll give you an update on the rewire that I'm doing at the moment. So currently I'm in the phase of having to wire up the lighting circuit. The sockets are basically all done. So that's all done here. That's all done there. Oh, little safety specs hanging there. And everything's going back to the board. So we've got, sockets all here, sockets in the bathroom. That's all done. So next, what I'm going to be doing is the lighting circuit. So the way the lighting circuits are going to work in this property is very different to what I've ever done before. So instead of having it on radials, it's all going to be basically individual circuits in its own way. Let me explain. So each switch is going to have its own power run all the way from the board. I know, right? Crazy. But we're going to be using the Shelly Smart Home modules inside the board to control the lighting. I've gone around and marked up what cables are going to be going in where. So the way it's done is like I've never done it before. What we're going to have is a cable feeding every single switch. And where we've got an intermediate switch, we're not going to interlink them together with a cable. We're actually going to run a supply to both of the switches, and then they will get linked at the board in a Shelly module. So over here, we're going to have a 2-gang switch. One of them will control the lights above the dining room, and the other one will be controlling the down lights along the sides. What we're going to be doing is running a 5-core cable from the board, and 2 of the cores will be used for the lights above the dining room table, and the other 2 of the cores will be used for the glazed down lights surrounding it. The spare core will be unearthed just in case we need it, but we don't. We're just in a country that doesn't really follow the rules. So moving on. And then what we're going to do after that, we're going to run a 1.5 round cable to the downlights, and then a twin and earth to the fixed lights above the dining room table, because obviously the twin and earth is a lot sturdier, so we'll just leave it there because I've got loads of the twin and earth. And then the round cable I've got a lot less of, but it's more flexible, which is useful for doing the downlight installations. So the goal is today to run all of the supplies to each one of the switches, have that ready, and then tomorrow run the power from the switches up to the lights. So I'm just going to leave all the cables dangling above the switches, and then that way I'll know how deep to chase out the walls for tomorrow when I come back with the chaser.